Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm Heggy, I'm here with Cal, and today we're going to be going over game week 6, the review show. So, let's get straight into it. First game, 12:30, Everton versus Liverpool. What do you think of this one?
I mean, we all predicted that this would be I'd say an easy day for Liverpool. 2-3-0 maybe.
Yeah.
Everton maybe getting a goal. But no, it's kind of the opposite. Everton frustrated Liverpool. They could have had a goal of their own. Chopped off, obviously offside. It was actually really good from Mopey. I was not giving him a lot of credit. I thought it was a poor signing, but he looked like he was quite sharp. Seems like an Everton striker, an Everton player, quite feisty. You know,
definitely.
It's that sort of hard work. That's fair play to Everton. They're starting to look good. Building a solid base at the back and
midfield as well.
Onana looks really good. Yes, and of course they're singing. There's a lot of praise for Iwobi at the moment. For how he's improved, especially in moving into that deeper midfield role, as opposed to the position he played for Arsenal. And finally on Everton and how well they played. I mean, Pickford was excellent again. He probably did save them in the end. Jacob made sure we mentioned that. So he really is Pickford at the end of the day, but. He did honestly have a good game, and he is a very good goalkeeper, and there is a reason that he is England's number one. And then what do you think about Liverpool then?
I think it's worrying times for Liverpool. A lot of their big players are not playing good, especially Trent. He's looked a bit shaky. Van Dijk again had another dodgy moment where he was maybe not lucky to be not sent off, but it could have been a red in another day.
Another referee sends him off for that.
And
it doesn't get changed by VAR.
Yeah.
I think VAR is not one to change that. It's on the borderline. And that's the problem with VAR, which I'm sure we'll mention more about.
This is going to be a common theme today. VAR.
It's very subjective, which is just not great. Inconsistencies are born from that, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So that draw took Liverpool to 7th and Everton to 16th. I think the table's shaping well now. You've got the top 6 within the top 7, the big 6 rather, in the top 7 places in the table. But Liverpool keep drawing games.
Yeah.
Is that worrying for them?
Scoring goals seems to be the problem.
Because Salah's not playing.
I know we've mentioned how Trent's not playing as well, Van Dijk and stuff like that, but I think it's things like Trent, for example, where he's not getting forward, not being creative in the same way that he has been in the past. I think another thing is with Salah. I actually was looking at this. Salah he's got something like double the amount of the second most chances created than any Premier League player this season, but he's had something like an incredibly low amount of shots himself in the actual Liverpool squad. So he's not the one that's on the end of chances. He's the one that's creating, and it's just obviously he's clearly their best goal scorer by quite a long way.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's kind of happened. Maybe it is because of Trent, for example, playing poorly as well, and he's not creating for him. Is it maybe that Mane's missing? They're not winning the ball as high up the pitch. They're having to create from deep a lot more. I don't really know, but Liverpool won't be happy with this, and Everton obviously will be.
Yeah.
That's them starting to. Well, they can build on that Everton.
Definitely.
Liverpool. So I think pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah. Liverpool
not happy, Everton happy. So yeah.
On to Brentford versus Leeds, 5-2 to Brentford, another big result for them. Ivan Toney looking good again with a hat-trick. That third goal was ridiculous.
Very good. He just kept going with it. You thought, right, you're going to shoot, and then just dinks it.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. Toney, very, very good. His penalties as well, you just know he's going to score. He steps up, walks towards the ball and places it in the back of the net. It's pretty simple for him.
He's a very emphatic striker.
Yeah. And Brentford looking good. They're looking really good.
Brentford 8th, Leeds 9th.
Yeah, and they're playing a side that Leeds who have started the season pretty well. So
I think both teams will be pretty happy with how they've played so far. Leeds not with this result, but they shouldn't be too upset.
I mean, they still managed to get 2 goals at the end of the day, but they have shipped 5.
Yeah. And no dodgy VAR in this one.
No, that one's clear, so we'll probably move on from that one.
But the next one, we'll definitely be talking about VAR because there was a dodgy decision in this one. Chelsea 2, West Ham 1.
Game defining, really, that moment. But,
so late in the game.
Yeah, but we'll start with the game itself. Chelsea weren't particularly great.
Looking just as good as they have been throughout the season, which is not great, other than their game against Tottenham where they did look good.
Yeah, I did expect West Ham actually, but they went 1-0 up. It was a scrappy goal. It was like 4 players hugging the post at one point, all on the floor. But they got the ball over the line. Chilwell came on.
Changed the game,
I'd say, yeah. They went 2-1 up. Of course, Aubameyang was in the crowds, clapping that one. Chelsea made sure they put that up on their social medias, because I'm sure he cares all about that. But that's the way it is. And yeah, then.
What can you say about the VAR decision? They've absolutely made a howler.
I don't know why they decided to make them go look at that. I don't know what the thought process is. It's the VAR studio that makes the problem. The referee doesn't have an issue with it initially. It's just straight. I don't get it.
It's the reason he's went to look at it is because of how much Mendy has rolled about, and that's why I think VAR's told him to go look at it. But you just can't give a foul for stuff like that.
Like, what's VAR looking at then? It's looking at how hurt is he? Because it's pretty clear what's happened. His trailing leg, he's not kicked him.
It's grazed him.
He's not kicked the football. He's going over the top of Mendy because Mendy's come flying out, and his trailing leg is caught. He's actually got his first foot over. I don't really understand that. It's a great finish from Cornet as well. Yeah, like really good finish.
And with that decision, West Ham stay in the relegation zone. Well, they would have been out of it.
Yep.
And on you go. Sorry.
And at this point, #robbed was trending on Twitter.
Fair enough. And I would feel robbed if it was my team.
No, they were robbed. Yeah. Robbed and rigged. That's what they're saying. It's probably not rigged, but you know, I'd be pretty pissed off if I were a West Ham fan. And there's a lot of animosity after the game with Chelsea and West Ham fans I saw outside the ground. So I guess understandable, but we don't condone any violence. So.
And another team that should probably feel robbed, Newcastle, drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace. Again, a very dodgy VAR decision in my opinion. I think this one's personally worse because the player that gets pushed into the keeper cannot do anything. Like, what is he supposed to do? Jump out of the way of the keeper being pushed in the back? But what are these VAR officials looking at with these decisions?
That's why people are so confused about what is going on here. That's why because it's so subjective. That's why people think, oh, it's got to be rigged. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be paying the refs.
Yeah, people are looking for an explanation,
and they don't. It sounds crazy, but it's the only thing that's coming up because there's no accountability for the referees.
Exactly.
There's no coming out and explaining why you said that. And people say, "Oh, we can't do that." It means that the refs are going to be. I don't actually know. I don't know. I'm losing my mind thinking about it. It's so stupid.
It's ruining good games of football. This was a good game. 43 shots.
Even if when maybe the referee, we don't have to listen to the referee the whole time. Like maybe listening to him what he's saying to the VAR. But when he has to go to the screen, let the fans know. Let the people watching at home know what is being said.
Yeah. What
conversations being had there. Because there's a lot of situations where that could have happened. We could understand what they're saying.
That is definitely the best idea. Even an alternative that's not as good. Let the referee after the game tell the fans what's happened.
Yeah. Come out and interview them.
Yeah.
But why not?
Exactly.
Because apparently
too much hate apparently.
Apparently the Premier League you were saying this earlier, the Premier League have asked the PGMOL to review
that one and the Chelsea one.
The two Chelsea, and rightfully so because there is no real explanation. It's too soft. And
Newcastle 11th with that result. I think they will push into the top 8 with the 3 teams that are above them. Palace in 15th, they're probably okay with that now, but they will probably get better.
The thing is with Newcastle, that's no win in 5.
Yeah.
They're struggling to win games, but they're not losing, which is why they're where they are, mid-table at the moment. But yeah. I think another thing in this game, there was 43 shots between the two sides. So a very exciting 0-0, clearly. Two very, very good attacking sides. They are two good teams, I think, and they're definitely both not going to be worried about getting relegated at this moment in time.
Two teams that are worried though.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth.
Yeah. What can you say really? Nottingham Forest 2-0 up. All these new signings in the door, and it's obviously going to take a lot of time for them to gel. We've discussed this before in our talking about transfers and how we'd rate their transfer window. But yeah, to lose 3-2 in this fashion at home, you could say fair play to Bournemouth though.
Yeah.
Some of the goals were great.
They've got 4 points in their last 2 games against fellow relegation candidates. They need to be happy with
And
that.
Villa they beat as well.
Yeah.
They've only lost to
The big 3.
Aye, well we're saying the big 3. That's lovely to hear. Especially
What was it? Man City, Arsenal, and
Liverpool. Yeah.
The big 3.
But yeah, I mean, it's just poor from Fulham. It really is. That first goal from Billing was excellent, to be fair. That was some finish. And then I think the overhead kick from Solanke. And then McKenna, dreadful.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that's the big problem. They do have some dodgy centre-halves.
There's some Scottish Premier League standard centre-halves.
What are you doing? You've spent all this money, 20 new players, and you've got dodgy centre-halves. You build your team, your success off your defence, they say. Or like, that's... You got a good spine as well. It just doesn't make sense to me why they've not improved in that in those areas, because they're not good centre halves. We know that.
And they still don't have a manager.
Yeah. Well, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aye. So, well, he's that's at 4 points in the first 2 games. Maybe they keep. I don't know what he's called again. Gary something.
I'm not sure.
I'm not going to pretend like I know.
But they are 13th. They'll be very happy with that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Forest 19th, probably stay around there the whole season.
Yeah. Do you think so?
I think.
Do you don't think they're going to maybe gel at some point?
I don't know. They need to gel quickly. You should not be losing games like this at home when you're 2-0 up, especially. But on the other end of the table, Tottenham, Fulham, 2-1 to Tottenham. Yeah. Tottenham will have to be very happy with that.
I've got to. I mean, I've looked at everything, all the stats, things like that as well, and obviously the way the game went. Spurs were the better side. Fulham did what they've been doing all season, and they've sat in deep, and they've done and just counter-attacked.
Yeah.
And with a man like Mitrovic up front, anything's possible really.
Another goal for them.
Another goal for him, very good goal.
6 and 6.
Yeah, I think someone looked very suspect that we've had a lot of praise for.
Yeah, Romero.
And that is Romero. I just kind of stood off him. There was a few instances where he was like that as well, where he looked like he wasn't quite at it. Usually he's so aggressive, but I think with a big presence like Mitrovic, he kind of, I'm going to say it, he shat the bed. But they got the points, and they've got the men up front that are doing the business.
The goal looked far too easy from a Tottenham point of view. Yeah. Mitrovic had far too much time in the box. And he's got all the room in the world to curl it in as well. It's a great finish.
That's what I'm saying. It was Romero.
Yeah.
Fully Romero. But they scored the goals at the other end. Kane, of course, scoring. People thought that might have been offside. It wasn't. Who was the other goal scorer? Højbjerg, again getting on the score sheet, good finish. And of course Richarlison, in typical Richarlison fashion, scoring a goal very late in the game, taking his shirt off, celebrating, getting yellow carded, and VAR reviewing it, and it was offside. Offside.
Yeah.
That guy is a moron. I'm going to be real here. He is such an idiot.
I'm loving this feisty Callum tonight.
I'm sorry, I've just watched the Arsenal play, so...
We'll get to them in a bit.
Yeah.
So, Tottenham, very happy with the result, and Fulham, these types of games will not define their season. They'll also be happy. Wolves won, Southampton 0. Potentially very lucky to win the game. They had a lot of big chances created against them. Yeah,
Southampton are a good side. I think we've seen that. The goal as well, a bit fortunate. Bazunu kind of just sits down. I don't really know what he's... I don't know what it is. It looks like he's cutting it back for a pass. Podence.
Yeah.
He's also going, maybe even going for the near post. I think that's what Bazunu maybe he's thinking, because he's kind of sat down there. And it's just kind of done.
Bobbled over.
Oh, it's done. It's something I wouldn't expect it to do. It's a bit unfortunate. Southampton did create a lot of chances.
Adams missed a couple of cells.
Yeah. But Southampton are looking good though. I think obviously they've lost today, but they are looking alright. And
good signings.
Yeah. I think
Wolves will be happy they've got their first win in the board.
Yeah.
But they will be in and amongst that bottom group, I think.
I think I know we're saying Southampton are great. They've just lost to Wolves.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go and say, well, Wolves are probably worried because they're struggling to score goals.
Yeah.
What's that? How many goals have they got?
3 in 6 games, but they've only conceded 4.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think it was like that a lot for Wolves last season as well.
Yeah.
They didn't score many, but they're good at keeping clean sheets.
They've actually conceded the least in the league.
Yeah, I think it was Brighton till today. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think both of them will be safe in the end, though.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Right, on to the late kick-off, 5:30. Man City, Aston Villa at Villa Park, 1 each. Villa might feel hard done to from another VAR decision that was questionable.
It wasn't VAR though this time.
Yeah, it was the referee.
So yeah, well, it was the referee. But he blew his whistle a bit early. Let's put it that way.
I don't think the shot's going in if he doesn't blow his whistle because all the missed City players stop.
Oh, exactly.
But you still have to just let it go. Just that wee extra bit longer.
Do. I think people are just. I think it's just because it's such a good school. People are just annoyed. They're frustrated. It's like the referee just gets a bit excited and blows his whistle, and he does what he should do. I guess there's no rule against it. Yeah. There isn't. But maybe if he waits another second or two, he gets a shot off, but it probably gets blocked, doesn't it? Yeah. So then again, you're going, well, but why does it matter here, what we're saying? But it's unfortunate for Villa. And I think if you're a Villa fan, you're pretty pissed off at this one.
It happened the wrong week for it to happen with all the other dodgy decisions. It just piles up and everyone's looking for them.
Precisely.
But if it happened next week and there's no other dodgy decisions, it's probably looked over.
Yeah.
But City, still undefeated, point on the board. Probably be upset with the result. They were looking pretty good. Actually one of the most dominant performances this season in any game.
For them, really?
But for any team, they absolutely destroyed Villa.
But Villa just sat in and counted. And I think you mentioned it as well when I was speaking to you about it. Ollie Watkins and his hold-up play and linking players together when they do counter-attack was crucial for Villa. And some goal from Bailey as well. Yeah,
absolutely rifled at top bins.
Yeah, and I think they're trying. I think you were saying that Carragher was trying to say that there's the keeper.
Yeah.
Thought, he's just rifled it and it's burst the net. That's what's happened. It's sub finish.
Yeah.
But they have dropped points, City, and you think, Haaland has scored a goal in that game there. But they brought him in to get, to stop it where if there's teams that have sat in deep and they're managing to get,
they need a player to finish the chances that they create.
And they had him to do that, and they didn't quite work today or yesterday.
I mean, they've scored 20 goals in 6 games.
They're scoring goals. Yeah. It's games like this though.
Yeah, but they've conceded 6, which you don't expect from a City team that have so much of the ball. But that's all you can really say about that one.
Yeah.
On to the Sunday game, Brighton 5, Leicester 2. Very good game.
Yeah, we did watch that. Brighton were excellent, aren't they? Leicester are crap.
Yeah.
Let's be real. They look shot for confidence.
Playing players out of position. Didi at centre back didn't work. Brighton just controlled the game again.
Yeah.
They're in the top 4 now on 13 points. They must be very happy with that.
Yeah. And the other one is Ward. He is mince. He is actually mince. And it's the way, you know what really annoys me? It's how Brenda, has decided to say, because he's losing Schmeichel, and he's claiming, I had 2 number 1s. No, you didn't, mate. You've been fucked over by your owners, and you're just chatting shite. He's crap. He's not a good goalkeeper. It's just the nonsense he's talking that just annoyed me. But what can you say? Brighton are excellent. They really are, and they are the one team that is in the top 7 that is not one of the top 6, as we did mention earlier. And they're 4th.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Another bit of a dodgy decision with VAR in this one. This one is not the worst of the weekend. It was potentially the right decision where the players went for an overhead kick and he's slightly offside, but he's not touched the ball at all and the defender's going to head it anyway, and McAllister's rifled at top bins. But as you said, when it happened, people will be moaning again, like the Coutinho one, because of how good a goal it is.
Yeah, it was that. It was some finish.
Yeah.
I was in the toilet and I heard him screaming.
Is that not in fantasy?
Yeah, I came through and then it was...
I was an angry man.
It was pretty embarrassing. But then he did go on and score 2 more goals.
Yeah, a screamer for the 5th, a free kick.
Very good goal.
Yeah, Brighton will be very happy.
Of course they will.
And Leicester very unhappy.
Yeah.
Brenda out potentially soon if they lose. What was it you called it? The El Saka?
The El Saka goal could happen next week because Villa do play Leicester, but Villa did get that important draw.
They'll have to be favourites for that game now.
Yeah, I think so.
So, on to the last game. Arsenal away to Man U. A 3-1 loss for Arsenal, the first of the season. But I think Arsenal have to be happy with how they played this game.
Yeah, we're head and shoulders above better than them.
Yeah.
We are. I think even Gary Neville said it. From this game, I think if you're actually an Arsenal fan, you're looking at it and going, I think there's a good chance we get top 4 based off this performance. We controlled the game for...
Like 70 minutes?
70 minutes, probably longer than that. It was the first 10 minutes. Man United started well. I'm going to be honest, I was a bit worried.
In the last 20 minutes, they had spells when you were going for it.
We were going for it, yeah. And I think with Man United, from Man United's point of view, lethal on the counter-attack. Yeah. Sucker punched Arsenal 3 times.
They've got so much pace up
They do, and Rashford was excellent.
Anthony was decent.
Anthony was good. Very good goal. Very good goal for him. He looked like he's passionate, and Man United fans will love that. Let's be honest, they will. Man United were going in hard to challenges. They had to. They were just trying to stop Arsenal from playing, and they did at certain points. But Arsenal were the better side over the course of the 90. And they just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. They had a lot of chances. I think even Saliba and twice actually in that position in the 6-yard box. I think Gabriel Jesus was excellent.
Very good. Very good play.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Rashford's 2 goals, he probably would have been man of the match. Yeah. Let's be honest. Completely bullying Varane and Martinez for large parts of the game. I think Xhaka was excellent again. I think the only player for Arsenal that I would say was you can really blame today for anything was Gabriel in that first goal. And then after that he was a bit dodgy as well. Flying out of position, sliding into a tackle, then they use that space. That goal's not given. If he just comes out, pressures, moves back, because he needs to read the situation better.
There was 10 Arsenal players that had very good performances today, and they must feel hard done that they've come out on the losing side. But the main talking point in this game that we've not mentioned, at 0-0, Odegaard tackles Eriksen, and someone played a really good through ball, I can't remember who it was, and Martinelli, who finished it expertly. It was beautiful. But VAR again has to intervene, has to be the main man on the field. And let's be real here. I've been moaning about Paul Tierney being the referee, which he probably shouldn't be because he's from Salford, and that's me just being a bit salty there. But in this instance, I don't think he was really the issue. No. He doesn't think it's a foul, and Lee Mason, your other mank, decides you've got to have a look at this. I think that's a foul, and he goes over and he doesn't think it's a foul.
I still think Paul Tierney's sitting there for about 2 minutes, not knowing if it's a foul or not, and it's just. The big thing of this season is we've tried to change the rules slightly so that we're allowing a wee bit more in terms of a bit more physicality in the game. And they've completely forgot it here. They have. And what is the point? And in the Newcastle one, it's exactly the same. Yeah. There has to be a little bit of contact because it is a contact sport. Let's be fair to Paul Tierney here. He had a pretty decent game. It's alright, yeah. But I've had nothing wrong with Paul Tierney, really. He's been put in a really difficult position there. Yeah. Been told to look at the screen. He's at 82,000 Manchester United fans screaming and shouting. Yeah. He's the pressure. And the length of time he looked at it, he did not believe that was a foul. I don't think he did. I just don't think he did either. And Arsenal paid the price for that because they could have been 1-0 up. It set the tone. It did set the tone. And Arsenal after that moment, though, I've got to say were excellent. Yeah. We have said this already, but they were excellent. Man United, though, as I've said again, were lethal in the counter-attack. Rashford, excellent. But I think this for Arsenal, it's actually looks good. I know we've just lost, but it kind of looks good for it because we were clearly the better side. Yeah. We just were. But Man United at the same time, though, they can also be happy. They've obviously won, but they also played pretty well for Man United. They actually did play quite well. They were physically great, really, really good in the counter. There were a few. I think McTominay was throwing about his weight in there, wasn't he? But they were good. I think Eriksen was probably one of their better players. He was man of the match. I thought Rashford was. Yeah, well, Neville gave it to Eriksen. It was Rashford. Yeah. Eriksen was very good though. Yeah. He was very good. And Arsenal still top of the league. Yeah. Second and third play each other next week. And Arsenal play one of only 2 teams to have yet to get a win in Everton at home. They must be still fairly confident in their chances of top 4. Oh, of course we are. We've got to be. Yeah. I mean, in fact, Man United, I think, to be fair to that, I think this is more about how Man United have come. I think Arsenal look good, we know that. Yeah. Gary Neville, as we said that. But Man United, I think, are starting to really push into that top 4, into the top 4 places. Which out of the top 6 teams do you think's most worried about not Chelsea? Yeah, I know they've spent a lot of money, and that's probably makes it even more worrying. But I just don't think they look good. Yeah. I think Man United have really turned it around after the first 2 games. I think Liverpool will get back on track. Players will come back. I think they are just too good to say no to. I mean, even saw it a few years ago. Yeah, they're just too good. But anyway, yeah. So for next week, of course, there's some exciting ties, as you said. Man City, Spurs, Arsenal, Everton. We will actually be doing a an Arsenal-Everton face-off.
Yes.
Jacob and I will do that. I'm sure you'll host that. So watch out for that. But,
So please be available on Thursday, Jacob. We are begging you.
And also, of course, our predictions table has been updated now.
Yes.
So that'll be up on the screen right now. Obviously, the scores. I think Jamie's still first. He will be first.
We'll have a wee quick look.
A wee quick look. Oh.
Everyone get an extra point today, other than Aaron. So Aaron's on 30 at the bottom. Jamie's in 51 at the top. Jamie's had another pretty good week. But yeah, nothing much changed this week because we didn't have the best game week. Anyone really.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for listening then. Of course, comment below what you think, any opinions you've got, any ideas you've got for us. Leave us a like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.